Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. As is always the case, we'll start with some of the games that either dropped without any prior notice or just didn't make a previous video in this series for whatever reason, and after that we'll be covering the games that released from the 27th of March up until the 2nd of April. It will certainly take some doing to match some of the games that came out last week. Will it be able to do it? Well, let's find out. Starting with the games that are already out then, and this game has actually featured in one of these lists before, but it only received a North American release and has now just released elsewhere. This is Littlewood. This released on the 25th and is selling for a very reasonable £11 or your regional equivalent. This is a life simulation game with an interesting premise of being set after the main character has defeated an evil magician and must now rebuild the town. It has all of the features you would expect from such a game, such as farming, fishing, mining, creating new buildings for the town and exploring new areas, and we gave it a very positive score when we reviewed it recently. A link to that review will be in the top pinned comment if you are interested, and I'd hazard a guess that a few people will jump on this one this week now it's finally had that more widespread release. Also out now is Tales from the Borderlands, which is selling for £19.99 but does have 20% off of that price up until the 11th of April. This is one of the Telltale Games episodic series that they produced where the decisions that you made would have an impact on the story, and this does include all 5 episodes. Owing to the demise of Telltale, this one has been picked up by Take-Two Interactive for publishing duties, and the game, as you would expect, takes place in the Borderlands universe, primarily on the planet of Pandora. You take on the role of 2 characters along the way, Reese and Fiona, and I have to say that I've never actually played this game, although I do own it on the PS4. It's one of a few Telltale games I still have on my backlog on that particular system. I'm sure I'll get around to them at some point. And then a game that completely snuck out, I didn't even know this was out. This is NEOGEO Pocket Color Selection 1. It's a collection of 10 games from the NEOGEO Pocket Color, some of which are already available on the Switch as separate downloads, but this one collects them all together for a total of £35.99. You have games such as Samurai Showdown 2, King of Fighters R2, Metal Slug First and 2nd Mission, SNK vs Capcom, Match of the Millennium, and a few more. I guess when you consider this makes them just over £3.50 each, rather than the £7 they normally go for, it's not bad value. They also come with things like digital manuals, which I always enjoy, but my main issue with these NEOGEO Pocket Color games is that generally you can get the arcade versions of the same game for less money on the Switch. This kind of means that you need to either have huge nostalgia or a big curiosity for the NEOGEO Pocket Color, otherwise most people would just buy those arcade versions. Moving on to this week's games then, and a game coming out on the 30th, this is I Saw Black Clouds. This is from Wales Interactive and is one of their cinematic live action thrillers which really takes you back to the old FMV game days. The blurb says that after the unexpected death of a close friend, Christina returns to her hometown looking for answers, only to unearth a string of dark secrets. It promises branching narrative that drastically changes the story, real-time relationship status tracking, and real-time personality trait tracking. I've played a couple of these games and I very much enjoyed them. It sells for £9.99, although it does have 10% off of that price up until the 5th of April. Next up is Narita Boy, which is published by Team 17. This is an action-adventure game where you play as a legendary pixel hero trapped as a mere echo within the digital kingdom. You must explore the mysteries of this kingdom, taking on a host of enemies and using the Techno Sword to get by. There are a number of bosses to overcome, and it says here a synth soundtrack, which is always a winner as far as I'm concerned, and it does say that this is a flashback to the 1980s. Hopefully this will be as good as it sounds. It comes out on the 30th of March.
This spring, we invite you to live an incredible adventure. For anyone who believes in fantasy. For anyone who has ever dreamt. Unfold the secret.
And the next game is Afterpulse, which is a competitive multiplayer third-person shooter. Now I think I'm right in saying that this is on mobile devices at the moment, and from what I've seen seems to be quite highly regarded. I can't speak from personal experience on this one, I'm afraid, but it says you'll be joining millions of soldiers in the best military action third-person shooter on the Switch. It says there are 5 combat modes with weekly mini events, more than 1200 weapons and skins, 8 unique maps for all playstyles, up to 4v4 player squad-based online multiplayer, full cross-play support, daily rewards and tactical fights. It's selling for £17.99 and it looks as if you get a few bits for that price in terms of a fast pass, giving you some boosts to experience, cash, gold, etc. to get you up to speed. Again, maybe if someone's played this one on mobile devices, they can let us know if it's any good. Next is Drive-By, which goes for £19.99, but it does have 20% off that price up until the 7th of April. This is a cross-play vehicle combat game with a delivery twist. To win, drivers must hustle the most deliveries and shake down rival drivers with power-ups. It says jump into Drive-By in 4-player multiplayer with friends online, or kick back in the same room across multiple devices. Vote on maps, play together or as rivals in various delivery-themed game modes. I suppose it will depend how that capture the flag type gameplay comes across in this game, although to be fair it does sound interesting, and these team based experiences can be a lot of fun when done right. Then on the 31st of March you have the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. This is a HD remaster of a game that came out in 2004 for the PS2, Xbox and GameCube, and joins its predecessor in getting a HD remaster and releasing on the Switch. You must throw boomerangs, bite, smash and glide your way across the Australian outback and stop the evil plans of the wicked boss Cass. This promises to be on a grander scale than its predecessor. In addition to classic platforming, you'll be fighting Aussie bushfires from a helicopter, driving around southern rivers while hanging onto the back of a 4-wheel drive, defeating enemies and solving puzzles. 3D platformers are definitely making a bit of a comeback it seems, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the other entries in this series follow suit and make their way to the Switch too. The next game is Escape from Life Inc., which comes out on the 31st. This sells for £8.99 but does have 20% off of that price up until launch. Now I'll be honest, the reason I've included this one is because I've just read the blurb and seen this it was made by a 15-year-old. Now whether you like the look of the game or not, fair play to someone for working hard and realising their dream at such a young age. At 15 I think my biggest accomplishment was making my hair look nice every morning by meticulously twiddling my fringe into little spikes with gel. This is a puzzle platformer and I have seen some gameplay footage of this because my good friends over at SaveDex Gaming reviewed it. I'll put a link to their review in the top pinned comment, and it actually reminds me a little bit of the Lost Vikings in the way that you have 3 different characters, each with a unique skill set, and must utilise these skills to get through levels. Hopefully this will push the young developer on to bigger and better things, and if we can play our little part by highlighting it in this video, then all the better. Next, out on the 1st of April, is Train Station Simulator. Now this has been out on Steam for a while and it's going to sell on the Switch for £19.99. Now I'm always up for a good simulation game, and this one definitely has my interest, although it does have mixed reviews on Steam. It says there are 63 different objects, 30 types of trains, 25 different staff members and 24 types of different passengers. Now whether this game is worth £19.99 or not I don't know, but I will say it's a whole lot cheaper than the A-Train game that released a couple of weeks ago and was priced up at £53. And the last game for the week then, this is Moorhuhn Kart 2, which releases on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, and this is selling for £22.49. Now I'm going to be honest, I'd never even heard of Moorhuhn to have a Kart 1, let alone the 30 plus games I've just found out he actually stars in. I must have been living under a rock for all these years. Apparently this is a German based series which started in 2005 with a shooting game which was one of Germany's most popular games of the 2000s. Anyway, back to this kart racer then, and it says you can choose your favourite driver from the Moorhuhn family. It has 8 tracks, 10 weapons and power-ups, plus on and offline races. Am I the only person that's never heard of this series? I feel quite bad now, I feel like I should know these things. Anyway, apologies to any Moorhuhn fans that I've offended. This one comes out on the 1st of April. So there you have it then, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. After the great games that came out last week, I suppose it's a case of after the Lord Mayor's show. But if you are picking one of these games up or they interest you, please do let us know about it in the comments section below. Me personally, I'll be too distracted slicing the ears off of Lagombies in Monster Hunter Rise to be picking any of these ones up. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, happy gaming.